Last Tuesday, I was sitting in a cafe here in Bali with my coffee going cold, and I was staring at a Slack message that my CMO sent me. $80 per booked call. Now, that is a great number, and I want to be upfront about that because I'm about to complicate it. Because here's why it's great. We have clients who happily pay over $500 for a booked call, not because they're bad at ads, but because they know exactly what a call turns into, and at $500 a call, they are still printing money. So for them, $500 is a bargain. So $80 can be amazing, but it can also be a trap. And this is really important because if you do not understand the whole pipeline behind it, you can stare at a beautiful number. You can think that you're doing really good, and you are actually burning your business down to the ground. Because I know that you and I, we can scroll through social media right now and we'll see posts that might be from a business coach holding up a phone being like $3 leads or 47 booked calls this week or 92,000 I made this month. And it's one number on its own, and it's a bit of a magic trick because it's the part of the story they want you to see. $3 leads that never book are worth exactly zero. 47 calls with a 10% show up rate is not many sales. $92,000 added tells you nothing about what it actually costs or how much money they're actually putting in their back pocket at the end of every month. Now, I'm not saying everyone is lying. I'm saying that a single number with no pipeline around it is just decoration, not a system that's going to work for you. So instead of starting with a sexy number, let me show you how we actually think about it with the end in mind to begin with. So let's say you want $1 million a year in profit, not revenue, profit, money that actually lands in your world. And this is the simple version of this. Because if you run a lead and coaching business, you should be at about 70% profit margins, which means 1 million in profit means about 1.43 million in sales. Now, if you're selling a $10,000 offer and 1.43 million, it's 143 clients a year. That is 12 clients a month. Let's call it 3 clients a week. Now, suddenly 1 million a year stops being this dream number and it just becomes a question, how do I sign 3 clients a week? And so we keep walking backwards. So if 1 in 4 calls becomes a client, 3 clients means 12 calls held. And if 6 out of 10 calls show up, 12 calls held means 20 calls booked per week. And if a booked call costs $80, it is $1,600 a week in ad spend, roughly $7,000 a month to build a business doing $120,000 a month. Now, that's the whole simple map to begin with. 1 million in profit, reverse engineered to 4 numbers that you can read off a napkin, which should be what a call costs you, how many show up, how many buy, and what is a client worth to you. Because if you notice something, if you run the same math at a $500 a call, it still works. Now, it is heavier. It's around $40,000 a month in ad spend, but every dollar still comes in and is multiplied to make $120,000 a month. And that is why our clients happily pay it, because the pipeline makes the number good, not the other way around. If you've made it this far, seriously, thank you. I appreciate you being here, but real quick, if you are a coach or consultant who wants to be able to build a self-growing business without bloated team, a big ad budget, or working more than 3 hours a day, then make sure that you hit subscribe, because everything I share here is built for founders just like you, because it's likely that you are done chasing bigger and ready to build better. So let's get back to it. Now, at the fear of you clicking off this video, just stick with me for a second. This is the part that will sound boring. It's the most valuable thing that I can tell you right now. With every account that we run, we set ranges. Booked calls should land between this and this. Show rate should land between this and this. Closing rate should land between this and this. And it changes per market, per offer, which is why I'm not saying numbers right now, because it's got to be specific to your business. But the job is to know at a glance which number has drifted out of its lane so that we can fix that and then only that. Because some weeks calls are $65, some weeks calls are $120. Neither is a crisis, nor it's actually a flex. The system is healthy when every number is actually inside its range. So that $80 screenshot made me smile, and it made me smile because I know the show rate behind it, I know the close rate behind it, I know what a client is worth front end and back end. The number is amazing because the pipeline works. So it's not a lead problem, because almost every coach who comes to me says the same thing. I need more leads, Chris. And I ask them 4 questions. I want you to answer these 4 questions right now. I dare you to even answer them in the comments below. 1, what does a book call cost you? 2, what's the percentage of show up to those calls? 3, what's the percentage of shows becoming clients? And then 4, what's a client worth to you? I have asked hundreds of coaches these same 4 questions, and I can count on one hand the ones who could answer them with proper data straight away. And that's the actual problem. It's not leads. You cannot scale a number that you don't even know. You can only gamble on it. So when you know your 4 numbers, you stop asking, how do I get more clients? And you start asking, how many clients do I want to buy this month? You want 3 more clients? At the numbers above, it'll cost you about $1,600 to spend. You want 10, $5,300. You're no longer standing in the rain hoping that leads are going to fall on you. You're just simply walking into a shop with a price list, getting what it is that you want. And the beauty about it is when you get to that point, that knot in your stomach at the first of the month when you're staring at a blank calendar, or you're just wondering where are my next clients coming from, or you're stressing about your income and your revenue and your profits, that goes away. Now, importantly, you can't buy your way to an $80 call with clever targeting. The $80 is not actually created inside the ad account. It's created upstream by 3 things. First, it's the offer people actually want, not 8 offers, one clear winning offer that you have. Priced properly, solving a problem your person already knows that they have, because when the offer is right, everything else downstream gets cheaper. Because secondly, it's the message that calls out that specific person. Because when the right person feels like you've just wrote it for them, they book, they go into the sales process. Because then the third part is a system that books the calls without you, but has content, following up, booking reminders, all running whether you've slept well or not. Because when you get those 3 right, calls become a hell of a lot cheaper and a byproduct from having the right system. So my recommendation right now is sit down with a coffee today, this week, and write down your 4 numbers: cost per book call, show rate, close rate, and client value. If you can fill in all 4, you're ahead of most coaches already. Seriously, congratulations. And then importantly, now you know exactly which number to improve first. If you can't fill them in, that's not failure, it's okay, it's just diagnosis. The gap in your chain is the reason that your revenue is probably feeling random, and that's very fixable. But you do not need more leads to start with. And everything that we've covered in this episode is the exact system that we install with the coaches that we work with. We create the irresistible offer, we write the messaging, we write all the copy, we set all the pipeline and take up, we get the reporting so you know your numbers every single week. And if you want to be able to see how it would work inside of your business, with your offer and your numbers, all you need to do, book a demo call. The link is down into the description. And inside of that call, we're going to walk you through what the 4 numbers are, and we'll walk you through what the system actually looks like so you can have repeatable, reliable clients every week and every month. And if it's a fit, we'll tell you. And if it's not, we'll tell you that too. But either way, you still leave with the math done, with knowing what the next best steps are, specifically for your business. All right, that's it for today. And if this did hit home for you today, and if you are building a business that's meant to give you more money and more freedom, then I want you to be able to do 2 things before you go. 1, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because it'll be a bummer if you missed out on everything else to come. Number 2, grab the link in the description and be able to book in your free demo so you can see the exact systems, the exact process, and you can be able to install it inside of your business. Because remember, this channel is for coaches and creators who want a daily income, simple systems, and to be able to take time off. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.